Look what we have. Our Bok Choys are completely done. As you know, when cool weather crops, they do not like the heat at all. And I think it could have lasted a few more days, but we had some really high temperatures in between, kind of like mid-warm days. So they were already having issues with flowering and all that stuff because I just had them in their seed trays too long, which was my fault. I definitely expected them to flower quickly after I placed them in the Greenstalk, but definitely not this quickly. So I'm just kind of salvaging what I can, and the rest I'm just putting in this little bin that I have here. I'm trying to do that without pulling out the entire plant, because the thing is, I'm tired of making a mess. I just sprayed down this deck yesterday, and the root system has not spread as much because they haven't been in this soil long enough. So I'm just peeling off all the nice broad leaves. And then I'm just going to replace this with the lettuce that are also very much ready to go in. So I'm just doing a slight twist at the base of the plant. That way I could cause as little disturbance as possible to the soil area. So I know you guys are probably thinking, you know, why did you even put them in anyways, only to take them out like a week or two later? I am getting something from it. So if you have something that has just been sitting there for a while and you're worried that you are too late, you can still try. I mean, I could have tossed them and I wouldn't have gotten anything at all. I feel like at least this gives me an opportunity to maybe get a harvest versus just counting myself out before I even try. So right now what's happening is the bok choy is creating little seed pods, and it's going to flower, and then once that dries up, this is where you would get the seeds from. I went ahead and grabbed my little shares instead. It's making this job a lot easier. I love how the purple ones actually have like a little different color variation here. The purple one is this white one, and then the green one has this yellow flower. So pretty. Don't look at my bed slippers. I'm running out of room on top of the table, so I'm just going to rest them on this chair. The bowl that I brought out is not big enough. Ooh, one more. One more. So I was able to fill up this large red bowl with the leaves that I picked from the Bok Choy and also my mixing bowl. So I did get a lot from the plants, even though they did bolt early. And then I was able to get a few sage leaves from the sprigs that I did pick out for my bouquet. They smell so good, you guys. So good. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish clearing out the green stalk, just picking out little flowers here and there, not flowers, but little roots and leaves here and there. So I ended up starting 3 varieties of lettuce. I have the density lettuce. I have a sweet Valentine, romaine, and then another variety, but I'm going to list all of them on the screen because I do not remember off the top of my head. And as I'm editing, I'm just realizing that I completely lost the audio for this portion and onwards of this video. So I am just trying my best to kind of remember what was going on that day. I could kind of see a Merlot, a Merlot lettuce, a sweet Valentine romaine, and a winter density lettuce. So I chose those 3 varieties because I didn't need to plant a lot of different lettuce, but I wanted to have a color variation. So I was able to get that, light burgundy color with the sweet Valentine. I was able to get a nice deep red with the Merlot, and then the green with the winter density. So after I planted everything, I just gave it a nice watering. I like to do this when I plant anything in my green stalk. And after that is when I usually fill up the top portion of the green stalk. But it had rained the day before, if I'm remembering correctly. And when it rains, before I fill up my green stalk, I like to check the reservoir. And as you can see, it is just filled with muck and stuff. So before I go ahead and put it back, I just like to give it a good spray just to get everything out, because like I said, the reservoir is where it has those holes that trickle down to everything. So if that top part is clogged, then the water is going nowhere. So I just push my finger in that middle portion of the reservoir and I fill it up to the line that they have on marked on the reservoir, and then I move my finger and it trickles down again. And then I'm just going to give the deck a nice cleanup. I like to just do that every time I finish planting. You guys know I make a huge mess. So I'm just constantly going behind myself and cleaning up. So this is how everything turned out. It looks really good. I am honestly just hoping I get a harvest out of these lettuce. I think this is now maybe a few days after I did this plant up and everything still looks good. I'm going to be moving it into the shadier part of the deck. Lettuce only needs a few hours of sunlight per day, so fortunately for me, they still get that in the shady area. You could see I put 2, sometimes 3 seedlings in each pocket. I think that will be fine. They will just fill out a little bit more in those areas. But this was such an easy, nice project to do. I did it right before I had to make dinner. It was quick. Once you have the green stalks filled up and stuff, you just pop those plants in and you're good to go. I still have to do the other one over on that end. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching and happy gardening.